This was an interview that Henrik Lundqvist requested, and he kind of wants to disclose a part of his story, a part of his journey. And, as humble as NHL athletes are, I love that he gets the fact that by virtue of communicating his story, he imparts wisdom, he imparts experience, he imparts inspiration to other people that will ultimately go through this, walk this very same journey. So he recognizes as an athlete, EJ, he's got a platform, and he wants to use that platform for the better. And I love that about Lundqvist. He's demonstrated that all the way through this ordeal. He really has.
Yeah, he was on social media with different photos of different points in which that he'd gone through this really obviously very significant experience in his life, and he looks great. So that's the good news. I mean, to go through something like this, I mean, he's sitting on that couch. He's dressed to the nines. He looks like the Henrik Lundqvist that we all know for many, many years. And just great to see. And I'm looking forward to the rest of this interview, too. So it's a great job by Kevin. And
we're speculating off camera that he looks like he's dressed to go to the Oscars, to the Academy Awards. So the pressing question is, does he return to the NHL? If he doesn't, I would surmise this. That might be your next James Bond.
Absolutely.
That could be your next James Bond.
What do you think? You talk about controlling the narrative and putting out, social media stuff. We saw him put out personally on social media practicing, being back in the ice. And it wasn't just a leisurely skate. He was going like the guy. So what do you, not that we can foreshadow anything with somebody else's health, but you figure if he gets the all clear, this is a guy that probably has a little something left in the tank. Right?
I think, again, and we're just speculating.
You don't know anything.
I think if he could be medically cleared, and that's a huge hurdle to be medically cleared in these situations. If he could be medically cleared, I think he would have an interest in playing again. Because as great athletes, I mean, remember now, he left the Rangers. He didn't retire. He was going to the Washington Capitals. He wanted to continue to play, and I think he would still like to write that last chapter of his playing career in his own words, in his own way, and he was unable to do that because of a health issue. The big question is, could he be cleared? But my guess is, if he would be cleared, Stu, I think he would try to play. That's just my guess.
EJ, I'm not a cardiac surgeon, but I will play one for the purposes of this broadcast. Can you imagine somebody going through that, and then a cardiac surgeon turning to him and say, yeah, you're fine. You're all set to go return and play.
Probably not.
I don't know,
but we don't know.
Somebody did clear him to go out there and to have practice where his heart rate was probably elevated to a 65% of maximum heart rate, 70% of maximum heart rate. So it leaves you leaning in going, gosh, this may ultimately be possible. Whether it is, whether it isn't, we're speculating at this point. But for me, the legacy and the impact that he has had on our career over the course of his brilliant career, Henrik Lundqvist, is not just the resume as a goaltender. Goaltenders typically aren't leaders in a vocal, in an outward way. Lundqvist has been that his entire year. Talk to Kevin Klein when Klein was a member of the New York Rangers. This guy refuses to lose, he would tell me. And he's a bear inside the room. So you love that in a guy that typically that position doesn't evoke that kind of leadership, that kind of inspiration. And then, all the, it's the 900 games that he's played. It's the 459 wins that he's had, and amass a .918 save percentage over the course of that brilliant career.